Prayagraj, the Sangam city, witnessed the killing of one of the most dreaded mafias of the state that hounded the city for more than 2 decades. On April 15th at around 11 pm, UP police brought Atiq and his mafia brother Ashraf to the Prayagraj Medical College for a routine medical test when 3 assailants disguised as journalists opened fire and killed them on the spot. We all know about how Atiq rose to power and became the dreaded mafia and then a politician. But what was his modus operandi for establishing himself and his family members as mafia is hardly known. So let me decode how Atiq Ahmed expanded his gang and made his family the most feared in Prayagraj, and how he failed in making Asad his son, who got killed in an encounter just 2 days before Atiq was murdered. Namaste and welcome to TFI Post. I'm your host Paresh Gupta. Let's begin. In the 1980s, regional parties gained significant power and influence, accompanied by a rise in Bahubali culture. Atiq Ahmed, driven by the lust for power and status, set his sights on becoming a Bahubali in Allahabad, now known as Prayagraj. This led to a bitter rivalry with another mafia leader, Shauq Ilahi, also known as Chand Baba, who held a dominant position in Allahabad at the same time. The intensity of their feud only intensified during the 1989 assembly elections, as both men vied for the same seat in Allahabad West. Atiq Ahmed's ambition to become the sole Bahubali of Allahabad led him to plot the murder of his rival Chand Baba before the announcement of the 1989 assembly election results. With the help of his henchmen, Atiq Ahmed shot dead Baba in Chowk, a bustling area of Prayagraj. And later results were announced and Atiq Ahmed emerged victorious. The message was loud and clear that Atiq Ahmed had then established himself as the sole mafia boss of Prayagraj with his strong political connections. But he knew that the murder of Chand Baba in front of the public had given rise to more fear in the people than his win against Chand Baba or his political connections. The corrupt regional parties of the time also nurtured him as a Bahubali. He became sure that killing influential yet popular faces could establish a person as a Bahubali. This kill and be famous became his modus operandi and ultimately the cause of fear in the mindset of people in the area. After Atiq established himself, it was time for his brother Ashraf. The Allahabad-based seat that exemplified the prestige of Atiq fell vacant in 2004 when Atiq became the Lok Sabha MP. He declared Ashraf his heir to the constituency. Being under the protection of Atiq Ahmed, Ashraf's victory was considered a foregone conclusion. But BSP candidate Raju Pal defeated Ashraf. The launch of Ashraf as a mafia and politician seemed to fail. So Atiq Ahmed again employed his modus operandi. This time, Ashraf, determined to kill Raju Pal, chased him. After almost a 10-kilometer motorcycle chase across Prayagraj, Ashraf and Atiq brutally killed Raju Pal. This time again, killing was done in a public area. After Raju Pal's death, Ashraf exploited the state machinery because he was in the ruling party and won the elections. But Raju Pal's murder proved to be a curse for Atiq's family. The only eyewitness in the Raju Pal murder case, Umesh Pal, was kidnapped and brutally tortured back in 2005. Atiq's political grip over Allahabad was weakening, and within a few upcoming elections, Atiq and his family lost heavyweight seats. After the Yogi Adityanath-led BJP government came to power in 2017, the mafia and Bahubali nexus was targeted by state law and order machinery, and Atiq, along with many others, ended up in jail. While 2 of his sons were already in jail, Asad Ahmed was outside. As Atiq knew that Umesh Pal's statement would lead to conviction, he decided to get Umesh Pal killed. This time again, he employed his time-tested formula to get Umesh Pal killed and establish his son as Bahubali of Prayagraj by a single public execution. So that is why Asad Ahmed himself went to kill Umesh Pal. In fact, he went without any cover and his face was clearly visible, which is not so common in daylight murders. He openly entered Umesh Pal's house in daylight, killed him and bombed the house, thereby killing 2 police constables. The actions that Yogi government was taking to curb the mafia nexus must have alarmed him about the possible consequences, but it was all done to establish a fear of Asad in the people. The modus operandi clearly stated that Umesh Pal's murder was a challenge to law and order. The motive was to show that even under these circumstances, it was Atiq's gang and especially Asad who reigned. However, things did not turn out well for Asad and he was eventually brought to justice. Now, Atiq's murder has ended his atrocities. Prayagraj is again a mafia-free city. The modus operandi fructified for a long time but failed at a time when Atiq needed it the most. That is for his son. Well, Yogi Adityanath's dedication was way stronger than Atiq's modus operandi.